Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Not necessarily if Robert F. Kennedy makes a claim, we should just believe it, but it's important to note that if he is so confident in making these kind of claims, must be something true. Unless he's, as these guys are portraying him as a conspiracy theorist and he's a nuts and nuthead and all that. So, what did he say? Well, he confirmed, according to the Russians, something that the Russians were talking about for more than a year. Actually, they were talking about the U.S. Biolabs in Ukraine. Now, the American says, yes, there were some biolabs, but it was something else, not military research or anything like that. It was just, we were just cooperating with the Ukrainian scientists in developing, a cure for cancer and all that. Just kidding. So, we have here an article from Sputnik, where the Russians very happily inform us about that. I don't know if that's true or not. I know that there were some biolabs. They found some biolabs. Now, I don't know if what the Russians claim are in the biolabs or were used for, it is accurate. I know that they brought this issue, the Russians brought this issue in front of the United Nations. It seems like all that was dismissed. So let's see what Robert F. Kennedy has to say, according to the Russians. So this article is from today, August 15th, 2023. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. admits existence of U.S. biolabs in Ukraine. That's 2 hours ago. The United States has established biolaboratories in Ukraine as part of programs involving biological weapons, says Robert Kennedy Jr., a Democratic Party presidential candidate. And I'm quoting Mr. Kennedy. We have biolabs in Ukraine because we are developing bioweapons, and these weapons involve all sorts of cutting-edge synthetic biology technologies like CRISPR and genetic engineering methods that were not available to the previous generation, end quote, the politician said. He noted that in 2001, the US began investing heavily in bioweapons again, but had concerns because, and I'm quoting, violating the Geneva Convention is a crime, end quote. So, it transferred management of biological security to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Kennedy added that the development of any biological weapons requires a vaccine, since there is a 100% chance, quote unquote, to blowback when bioweapons are used. In a stunning revelation from February 2022, the Russian Defense Ministry unveiled the presence of 30 military biological labs in Ukraine, allegedly funded by the US, with a staggering $200 million. That's a lot of money. Moscow claimed that these were only a fraction of a global network of 300 similar facilities. The US denied the allegations, escalating tensions between the two nations. Now, what do you think? Do you think countries conduct illegal activities, illegal activities? I think they do. Why? Because you find out only later they did. So, skepticism of what Kennedy said, skepticism what the US says or the Russians say. I give this piece of news at least 50-50 chance to be accurate. Could be, could not be, could be some labs. I mean, I have, how should I put it? I'm almost convinced there are some biological labs over there, that they are conducting some research. All that I'm 99% willing to accept. Now, they do this research, they conduct this research for bioweapons or for something else. Now, that's where it becomes murky. I don't know. The Russians said that they, when they occupied those in their offensive in Ukraine, they discovered these labs, and somehow they discovered a lot of paperwork over there. Now, between you and I, a piece of paper, a signature and a stamp can be made in a whatever. It's not a big deal. So this kind of forgery is not something that the Russians would not be able to create. I'm not saying they didn't find originals, but if you as a country, you know, and the Americans obviously know that the guys are coming, and you know that the Russians are coming, right? It is not like they caught you in 3 seconds from the border. They're right here in your laboratory. So people over there know better to either burn the whole thing. I'm not talking about the whole, no, burn the, or, you know, no, I'm not saying redacting, but take the paperwork with them. That's why sometimes these guys come with some paperwork saying, "Oh, these guys left the paperwork behind." It's so condemning. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but you will receive strict orders from your superiors to destroy that or to get rid of that, take it with you, bring it somewhere else, and so on. So the Russians got all those the files and all that intact or something. The point is, Kennedy said so. What if Kennedy lies? I'm just asking a question. What if he lies? How can we figure it out? Since what? These guys are not going to tell us anything. The other guys is in their own interest to tell us that the biolabs, bioweapon labs were in Ukraine and so on. I don't discard this news whatsoever. That's why I'm making this video, because I think they are conducting all kind of illegal activities. When I say they all. But it's a gut feeling and based on historical precedents. The same thing with, how do you call it? Now they work on the genes, and they work on the bringing back to life cloning, extinct animals, and I think that happened without our knowledge. That's just a gut feeling. They would be, I would say, idiots if they would not do that. Try to, get the mammoth's back, or the saber tiger or something like this back to life. If they have enough, DNA that they could reproduce and clone the animal. And now, to be even worse than that, I would be very surprised, very, very surprised if someone on this planet, I'm talking about the Chinese, which I think are a little bit more loose with the ethics. Not that they are unethical, but I know that they are doing some research on genes differently than these guys here. They say, it's unethical, this, unethical, that, and then you don't do anything. You don't research. It's unethical. I think we might have on this planet, my gut feeling, not evidence, tells me that I'm 99% certain by my gut feeling, which I'm allowed to have it like anybody else, that humans were cloned. And we don't know about. I'm guessing at least one. Okay, imagine a scientist having the ability to do that and say, for ethical reasons, I'm not gonna. No, I don't want to know how it works. I don't want to know if they will probably clone themselves as a scientist. Ethical. Okay, well, and then is the military aspect of this. I don't want to go deeper into unethical things like having, the clones working for you, or the clones fighting the wars for you. That's awful, obviously, but there are some criminal minds out there. You can look what they did and not, dropping 2 atomic bombs on 2 cities, killing in 2 seconds, more than 200,000 people. How do you call that? Ethical? And they will not clone a human being to see what's going on. I don't think so. But it's just my imagination. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.